buenos días. Tengan todos ustedes.
Buenos días.
A nombre de la red LATAM COIL, damos la más cordial bienvenida a este panel que se realiza en el marco del segundo Congreso Virtual LATAM COIL, titulado COIL Internacionalización Inclusiva. En esta ocasión tenemos la oportunidad de llevar a cabo el workshop From Google Zero to Google Hero. Este taller será impartido por Mary McKinney, A. Mayhew, and C. Jones. Hopefully I pronounced correctly your names. If not, I do apologize. A continuación daremos inicio con el taller Bienvenidos. Adelante. Gracias.
Gracias, Laura. Bienvenidos a todos. Buenos días. Hello, I'm Mary, and this is my my colleague, Dr. Jones, and we also have Dr. McHugh. Are we ready to get started? Shall I share my screen?
I think so, Mary.
Okay, let me do some clicks and we'll get started. So welcome, Google Zero to Google Hero. Today's workshop is to learn how to become a Google Hero. Here's our agenda. Our approximate agenda, we're going to start off with a journey using our Google Sites, a brief look at our own Google site we've created. We're going to give you a chance to click. We're going to show you the different options for creating your own site, give you each a chance to practice and ask questions. This is kind of an interactive, and we expect lots of questions and feedback, lots of clicking. You have your microphones open to ask questions. And since this is 2 hours, we're going to take a 5-minute break in there to go grab a coffee or quick snack. Then we're going to come back and we're going to put you in random breakout rooms of 3 professors to have the challenge to create a Google site. So you're going to learn and practice on your own, and you're going to also have the chance to meet some of your colleagues to try out the challenge of creating a Google site with them, and a few teams to share their Google sites. So are you ready? Okay, Gur, would you like to go ahead and start?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hola, my name is C. Jones. I'm from the University of Alberta in Canada. In the fall of 2021, my university, University of Montreal, and SUNY Oswego partnered for a 7-week-long online exchange project. And I had the good fortune to work with Professors Mary Meineke and Amy McHugh, who have really deep and rich expertise and experiences in using COIL as a pedagogical tool for student collaboration across the borders. It was the first time I offered an COIL opportunity and experience to my students. So I started off as a Google Zero. I consider myself still a Google Zero, maybe a little bit more than that. But I was really fortunate to have worked with 2 Google Heroes. So yeah, which is what I'm really hoping to become myself one day. If there are a couple of takeaways I had as Google Zero, and I think that's what I wanted to share with you here. The first one is, if you're new to using Google Site, partner with somebody who are the experts, who are the Google Heroes. That will save you so much trouble, you mapping things out yourself and speeding up your learning and mastery of the Google site like by 10 times. And I think for me it was intimidating at first, but yeah, I managed to become a somewhat a functional learner and user. So I believe everybody can do it, and I think that may be my final takeaway as a zero on the way to become a hero. So thank you. Nice to meet everyone here.
Thank you, Gur. Now let's listen to our colleague, Amy McHugh from Australia. Given the time of day, she's joining us via her pre-recorded talk.
Hello, hola everyone. My name is Amy McHugh.
I am pleased to be joining you virtually with my amazing colleagues, Gur Jones and Mary Meineke. My apologies for not being there live with you. I live in Sydney, Australia, and unfortunately, it's the middle of the night for me while you're in this workshop. So thank you for allowing me to come in virtually. I just wanted to share with you briefly my experience and my journey in using Google Sites for our COIL collaboration. I had some experience using Google previously before connecting with my colleagues, but I think by working with them and working through the process of learning how to use the different aspects of the Google site, the Google Drive, I was able to become a better educator. I think our students had a really exceptional learning experience in this COIL collaboration. They found it quite easy to use our site. They found it very easy to use the Google Drive that we created for each of the teams. And I think overall, it's been a very positive learning experience for me and educational experience and learning experience for our students. I didn't have a lot of experience, as I said, using Google in terms of in the classroom before this, but with the support and guidance of especially our colleague Mary Meineke, who has a lot of experience in this space, Gur and myself were able to become the Google heroes that we wanted to be. So thanks so much for allowing us to guide you through this workshop. I really hope you get a lot from it. I know you will. And I look forward to hearing about how you're able to embed and utilize the Google Sites to create a pedagogically effective and exciting COIL collaboration for your students. Take care. Adios.
And lastly, I'd like to share with you my journey. As there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a teacher who is technologically skilled in using technological skills. I would like to say thank you to my mentor, Maribel Rodriguez Gonzalez, who taught me how to use Google Sites and supported me along the way. So we just wanted to share how it takes several people to mentor and help each other and to build the Google Sites. And that's what we hope you, ladies and gentlemen, accomplish today.
Hello, hola, everyone.
Gur, here you go. This is for you.
To start our workshop, we have a couple of questions for you. The first one is, have you ever created a website yourself? So you can enter your answer either in the chat or if you have the mic, you can just let us know. Oh, yeah, the answers are coming in, Mary. Some yeses and some, it's almost, that there's a no from Laura. I don't know what's the ratio. I see a lot of yeses and a lot of no's as well. Let me just open up the chat. I think, yeah, we have mixed responses on this one. Some yeses and some no's, Mary. Yeah, lots of yeses and quite a few no's as well. Okay, so let's move on to our second question. For the ones who have responded with a yes, which platforms or apps have you used for the collaboration? Please enter your answers in the chat again, in the chat box again. If you know, what do you use? Oh, Google Drive and Zoom. Thank you, and Zoom. Oh, some of the Padlet, Meet. Okay, Zoom, WhatsApp. Lots of Zoom, yeah. Jamboard, okay, Drive, WhatsApp, WebEx. Some of them I do not even recognize. Mary, do you know what is Padlet? Or
Padlet, yes. Padlet, yes. I'm wondering, Laura put in Wonder Me. Maybe later on she can share that one with us. The Wonder Me, that's a new one.
And there's Slack, there's WebEx, And WonderMe, yeah, very interesting. G Drive, Teams, okay. Oh, voice thread. Someone work with you, Mary Caroline.
Oh, hi, Caroline. Good to see you today. Okay, so we can see most of you have used several different platforms. So today is to share you how we've used it. Gur, would you like to explain why we chose Google Sites?
Three really obvious reasons I chose the Google Sites, because it's easy to create. And also it allows easy access to all professors and students. And even for me, not so savvy technologically, I find it was very easy to use and update. And that was the response from our students as well.
In addition, the great thing about Google Sites is you can connect everything there: Google Drive, YouTube, Google Docs, slides, presentations, everything. The only one we could not use was Calendar, since the calendar could not be shared between the institutions. But everything else you have in Google, you can share and use. Now, let's take a look and share with you what the site looks like that we created. Here's Amy to give us a tour of the site.
So now what we'd like to do is briefly introduce you to the webpage that we created for our COIL collaboration. This is the home page, and as you can see on the left, we have a menu ready for students to click for any information they might need to be successful in the collaboration. On our home page, we would put updated information. So as you can see right now, the main thing they would see is information on our final live session. So we gave students information on how to access the live session and what we would be asking them to do during the live session. But before that, when the course first started, we had the collaboration overview, we had a pre-recorded welcome video from the 3 professors, and a short video to help students understand better what COIL is and how it works. We then had a few different bits on what would happen first, next, finally, and then after the collaboration. And then if we go over to the left to look at our menu, the first thing we had was our kickoff session recording. So for students that were unable to make the live kickoff session, we did provide it for them and asked them to watch it and provide us something to show that they had watched it. The next thing available for them was their Teams link. So this gave them access to a document with the spreadsheet, which had all of the teams, the school they were from, their contact information, and the topic that they would be working on. And then below that, they had access to their team Google Drive folder. So here, each team could click on, for example, Team 1 conflict. You can see all of their information here. Not all students could see this. Only the students that were added to each team folder could see their own team folder and could click on it and then be taken to that. I won't do that now, but please feel free when you're creating your own to see how that works. The next thing we had was a calendar and activities sheet. So if you scroll down, you would see the calendar, and if you clicked on any of the links, it would take you to the activity that we were asking students to do. So this was fairly simple. It gave them each week what we were asking them to do each week, the due date, and where they had to upload their information. The next thing, one of our assignments was for students to learn a bit more about Hofstede's value dimensions. So each of the professors recorded a video and uploaded it here, and students had to then work together on an assignment after watching these videos. We had a link for our wrap-up Zoom session, which provided them with the information on where to access the final session, the times for each of them, the dates, and a link again to the activities that we were asking them to do in their final breakout session. And then we had a facts and questions, frequently asked questions page, which just essentially gave them a few bits of information. But again, most information was answered either in connection directly with professors or in our kickoff session.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Any questions on anything you saw in the recording? Any questions, anything you would like to ask about that? You can open your microphones or open the chat.
I do have a question. Well, first, congratulations. It looks great, you know, all the organization and everything. But my question is, how long did it take you to do it? I mean, were you building it as you were having the collaboration, or did you have to do all at the beginning?
We built most of it before we started the COIL collaboration. It did take us a couple of, not weeks. I think you can create the COIL website, the basic outline, in about 1 hour. And then each professor goes adding stuff along the way. How many total hours did it take us? I don't know. We added information along the way, but we had the basic like teams ready, calendar and activities, and those ready before we started.
Okay, and did you had one email account for this specifically? So then all of you could enter to the same website and modify it?
Yes. Amy and I created the website and we gave GUR access. So all three of us could edit and change the website. Yes. All three professors could work and change the website.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Go ahead, Laura.
Hola, perdón, es que están preguntando sobre la traducción. Para todos aquellos que quieren la traducción al español, si ven su pantalla de Zoom, en la parte inferior van a ver como un mundito que dice Interpretation. Hay que hacer clic ahí y escoger el idioma en el que quieren escuchar la conferencia. Gracias.
Tenemos algunas preguntas en el chat. Voy a leerlas. Carlos Maza pregunta, is that page available online?
Yes, this page is available online. Yes. And I see we have one from Filomena. Oh, go ahead, Vanilde.
Sí, Filomena pregunta, did students use the same site to upload their collaborative work?
Yes, all of the students from all three universities use the same site. They just clicked on their shared Google Drive folder that only that team had access to, and they all uploaded their information there. It's just one site, one Google Drive folder to house everyone's information.
Tenemos otra pregunta de Aida Espíndola. She says, looks quite similar to Google Classroom. What is the difference between Google Site and Google Classroom?
Google Site, I can make available to external people. And Google Classroom, I haven't used Google Classroom lately, but some of the other options were limited to only people who were in that, for example, at the UDEM. We chose Google Sites and Google Drive because we could open it up to anyone around the world. And all of our other options for this were limited to only people at the UDEM. Okay, any other questions, or we'll go ahead and move on?
I believe you can move on.
I think somebody is,
yes.
Yeah, Carlos Maza has a question.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Thank you very much. I would like to know if the Google services that you use are institutionally paid. If you, as your institution, you have to pay for Google services.
You
and
can.
How high the cost is.
You can create a Google account outside of your institution. For For example, I have my institutional account, but I also have my personal Google account. And through my personal Google account, I can also create a Google site at no cost.
Thank you very much. All the other Google services are also free.
Yes. Yes, all of the
Thank you very
Google
much.
services are free, yes. Okay, let's go ahead and move on now, and let's look at some of the menu options for creating the Google site. And then we will move on and let you play and create your own Google site. So right now, I'm just going to show you a few of the options. I'm going to explain some of the options, as I said, and then we'll ask you to open the Google site from your email. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again. So all of you who are attending today, I hope one requirement, you do need to have a Google email. You do need to have a Google email. So if you want to go ahead and open your Google email, and we're going to go ahead and open the Google sites. So take a moment, log into your Google email, click on the waffle that's at the top to display the rest of the screen, and let's go ahead and open sites and play around with it. Okay, once you've opened your Google email and you've clicked on sites, a screen like this will pop up where you should select a template or selecciona una plantilla. I personally like to select a pre-created plantilla or template. It just makes it a little easier for me. One of my personal favorites that I like to use happens to be this one, but there are many different options. But I do like to go ahead and select one of the pre-created ones because Google does a really great job on helping me to quickly design a nice looking site. Next, then you'll go through and give your site a name. That you can type in at the top, and you can also put the title here. Since I know some of you are probably typing and listening to me, I'm going to be explaining and then be pausing so you can have a chance to catch up. Okay, as I already mentioned, there's the title, el título de la página. And then here comes the good stuff, the fun stuff. You can easily change an image. I personally like to just go in and let Google help me select an image. I go through and I just look it up on the web. Or you can upload anything you have in your Google Drive. The Google Sites is really easy and makes it look nice for you just automatically. For those of us who don't have graphic design experience, Google Sites will take care of all of that for you. You can also select the banner, how large you would like it to be. And now the fun stuff, the insert. Now that you've got your title, you're going to want to go through and insert information. You have many different options here on the right menu. If you'd like to play with just inserting a text box, you can click on text box and go ahead and just play around and insert some text there. If you have any questions as we're going through, please feel free to open your mic or to type in the chat and ask. Okay, more options that you have in addition to text box would be images. You can grab images and you can, the best thing is you can click and drop things here, click and drop, click and move it. You can move this to the middle. You can make it bigger, smaller. I see we have a question in the chat. Let's take a look. What if slides does not show in my list of Google apps? Okay. If slides does not show, you could click on embed. Click on embed and just insert the link to your Google Slides. Carlos says he's going to try. Okay. Anyone else have questions as we're going through? We're starting with just the easiest things on just one page. Here, if you'd like to click on embed, you can just grab a link from YouTube. You can grab, this is how I inserted the calendar. I grabbed the link from the Word documents and I embed it, the link from the Google Slides and embed it, the Excel, you can embed it. This is one of my favorite ones to use, the embed, and that's what we used on many of our presentations, Google Docs, Excel. We just copy the link and embed it into the page. And once it appears, you can just move it around. If you want, I can also open the page and show you how I would do it. Okay, let's go through. Here we have Drive. If you have your presentation in Drive, you can also insert it from there instead of the Google Slides. There's several different ways you can insert and then just drop and drag them and move them around. Okay, layouts. A great thing about Google Slides on the layouts if you notice on the design, you've chosen a design for your page and Google's just going to limit you maybe to yellow and blue, purple and green. But if you choose that pre-template or el diseño ya hecho por Google, it will keep you limited to certain colors that the graphic designers have said, this is what looks great on that page, and this is what it's going to look like. Carlos says, no me parece el enlace sitios en el waffle. Lo que hice fue Google Sites en Google y ya abrió mi perfil logueado. Ok, perfecto. Sí, hay varias maneras de acceder al Google Sites. There are several ways to get to the Google Sites. Okay, layouts. This is where I used layouts, was to insert the teams. For example, here is how I inserted the teams. And let's see what else we have on commands. And then I'll just show you through the live Google Sites. Important one, adding pages. Adding pages. If you look over here on the right, it says pages. And what it means by pages is that is where you put your, for example, we dropped our pages over here. Actually, let me exit this and I'll show you exactly on a Google site I've already created. Let me stop the share and show you exactly what I mean. Give me one moment to open. Okay, here's a Google Sites training session I've done. Okay, over here, if you notice, I have several pages up here at the top. Now, what I want to do is I want to add more pages. So here I go. I click on pages and I say, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. I'm going to click on this cross at the bottom and I want to add a new page. New page, let's call it calendar.
Mary, there's a question from Laura in the
Yes,
chat.
go ahead, Laura.
The question is, can we add a document or a PowerPoint presentation directly from my computer, or do I have to upload it first to Drive and get it from there?
First to Drive. First to Drive. Yeah, it's got to be in Drive. And here, if you notice, I can just drag and drop, drag and move them. I'm going to leave calendar at the end. Now, also on pages, if you notice, I have it here at the top. You know what? I don't really like the way it looks. It's difficult for me to see. So I want to change that. So I'm going to go over here to the right, to the left. Look over here to the left. It has this little settings. Let me click on that one. My computer's a little slow. Okay, settings. If you would like to change your pages to be the top or left or bottom, here we go. I'm going to change pages so they appear on the side because that's the way I like it and I think it just looks better that way. So if you notice, my pages up here have moved to here, to the side. So I just click and here are my pages. My personal preference is on the left, but each one of you have a different preference. And just so that you know, you can adjust it according to your preference. Okay, now let's see. I would like to add some people. Let me go ahead and add people. Here are the people I have from this one. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and add Gur to this one. Okay.
Mary, there's a question, sorry, and they're asking if the changes are saved automatically, or how do they save changes?
The changes are saved automatically. I can see the changes. The students cannot see the changes.
Okay.
If I want the students to see the changes, I've got to click up here on the right on publish, publicar. If you want your students to see the changes, you've got to click on publish. And I click again, publish. And now the students can see, sorry, my internet is a little slow, the changes that I have done. Everything I'm working on today, the changes, it saves. Yes, every change you make saves. But if you want the students to see the changes, you have to click on publish. Okay. Any other questions on anything else you can add? There's several different, down here is slides. Maybe we just have to scroll down. There's slide sheets, forms. Personally, I just use the embed code. That's the easiest one for me. But like I say, there's several different options and it's your preference. Okay. What other commands do you have questions about?
They're asking if it's similar to WordPress.
I have not used WordPress, so I cannot tell you.
Okay. Thank you.
I personally am a big Google fan because I have everything in one account. When I have to go to different accounts, I'm like, oh, what's my password? What's my password? And since I have my Google email, both personal and institutional, I can add myself. I can even add my personal email here. Right here, here's my personal email. So I've added both institutional and personal email there. So I can add it from any Google account that I have.
Another question, Marie, they're asking, how can students upload their assignments?
How can students upload their assignments? Let me go back. Let me go ahead and publish any changes we have. No changes. So let me show you how we did it with ours. I'm going to stop the share for a moment and open our other site. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. This is in the editing mode that you can see. This is a project done a few years ago with Spain. This one, I don't think, let's see, where are teams at? This site, we left too many things on one page. Here we are. This is when the learning process was, and I used to throw everything on one page. And then later on, I said, hey, I need to separate it out in pages. So here on the teams, here, let me go ahead and go to preview mode. Let me scroll to the bottom. Okay, here are teams. Here are each team numbers. Team 1, for example, Rocio, Laura, Carlos, and Daniel could only had access to team 1. And here in Google Drive, they would upload their projects. Okay, only the people who have access to this drive could upload it. Let me see if I can show you how I would share
Sorry.
it. Yes, go ahead, Laura.
Yes, there's another question. Lynn asks, can you then add a link to a Google Classroom, connect and use that as part of the student's experience and places for students to upload their assignments?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe you could connect it all to Google Classroom.
There's Caroline has a question on, do you find it is better if students provide their Gmail addresses?
Yes,
for
you
access?
do need the student's Gmail address. Yes, yes, yes. The students must have a Gmail account. Pretty much most of the students, most of the universities, the students have a Gmail account, whether it's personal or institutional. You will need their email accounts because you will have to add them, as I've shared you, to this drive. And if you notice, only these people, the teachers and the students added here, can access and see what's here. So that stays private to all the students there. Okay, what other questions?
I think we're good with questions for now.
Okay, syllabus. This was a syllabus from another one. If you notice, I put it in Word and just copy pasted the and embedded it into the site. So let's take the next 10 or 15 minutes and we'll let you play. I will be here and Gur will be here. And if you need help, just take it and play with it for the next 10 minutes. And if you have questions, open up your mic or in the chat and go ahead and ask them in English or Spanish. And let's see if you can go through all of the options on the menu.
There's a question. Yes, there's another question, Mary. Eileen asks, if you have a big class, can you send the students a link invite so they can add themselves to save the time for the professor?
Ooh. I'm not for sure on that Google Drive if you can send an invite. I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay. And
but we had 80 students and we uploaded them really quick. Each professor uploaded, like I uploaded my 30 and it was just quick. Gur added hers, Amy added hers. So each professor added their own students to the Google Drive and it doesn't take more than 20 minutes really to add them. And that way you keep it private for each of the students.
Of course. Carmen also asks if you change a template, do you miss the information you have uploaded?
No. If you change the template, it's fine. It all stays there.
Okay.
And if not, there's always the undo button. That one has saved me many times. In doubt, just click undo.
The last question is, where is the link to the classroom?
To Google Classroom, Guillermina?
I guess, yes.
Okay, you would need to copy the link from Google Classroom and insert it or embed it into the website.
So Mary will give the participants till my time, 10:55 or 11:55, 10 minutes for everyone to play around.
Yes, 10 minutes and then we'll take a break. 10 minutes and then we'll take a break and then we'll send you to breakout rooms for the challenge to create one with your colleagues here.
I'm so confused.
Ah, go ahead, Sally. Ask. What can I help you with?
Oh, well, I'm wondering if there are documents. I came a little bit late and I'm wondering, oh, okay, I'm seeing the Google sites. Excuse me. I'm not confused now. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Whatever questions you have, we all get confused. Gracias, Héctor, por compartir tu sitio. Héctor has shared a site with us in the chat to help us improve our teaching skills. He's been nice enough to share his site that he's created.
Pero ¿y dónde puedo cambiar el template de la página que ya hice? Ahorita que preguntaron algo sobre los templates, no veo la opción de dónde poder cambiar el template.
They're asking about where can I change, where can they find
To change the template.
exactly
Okay.
little
Let's
buttons.
take a look.
En temas,
Thank you, Laura.
el link de temas, creo.
Yes.
Temas,
Temas.
temas.
Creo que está en la parte superior.
Arriba a la
Temas.
derecha.
Okay, I found temas, but then
Here
what?
you go. Over here on themes, and you can just click and it will change. Just click and it will change. And if you don't like it, you just undo it.
I'm looking for a template called clase, but I didn't find it in temas.
Here are just a few templates or designs they've offered. You could also upload a custom one or import a theme. There are just a very few templates that Google Drive offers us.
Okay, thank you.
Five more minutes before our break.
Anyone else questions? Please feel free. You may feel like, oh, I'm just confused, but this is what it's for, from Google Zero to Google Hero. So if you're at zero and you're confused or have questions, just ask, and I'll try to guide it through you. I'll try to guide you through the process.
We have a question about not sure where the Google Class is.
Okay, let's take a look. Actually, Guillermina, if you want, share your screen and we'll try to add it there. Do you have a link to your Google Class? You also have the option here to share your screen if you'd like, and I can guide you through the process.
Mary, they're also asking if this session will be shared. It's being recorded. Do you know if it's going to be shared?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I don't know. That
But
would be
we'll
what
ask
the organizers.
Yes. Okay.
Aquí dice, it says in the chat from Benilde, the recordings will be shared on the platform starting July the 17th.
Thank you, Benny.
Las grabaciones se compartirán en la plataforma y estarían disponibles hasta el 17 de julio. I'm sorry,
From the 17th.
Until the 17th.
Yes, until the 17th.
Yes. Thank you, Benny.
Watch the recordings and they'll be available, I guess, in a few days until July the 17th or after July the 17th. I'm not for sure what that one's saying.
Let's say after, just to
Okay.
beyond the clear.
One last thing I'll show you on the groups. If you'd like to know how we did the groups, let me go ahead and open that page. This one's a little bit more dropping and dragging. We'll give it a moment to load.
Mary, Carlos has a question.
Oh, yes, go ahead, Carlos.
Gracias. Quise incorporar una forms en el site y apareció un cuadro que decía que estaba vacío. Me imagino que es necesario crear la form antes de incorporarla en el site.
¿Quieres poner un form?
But it said the form
Ya
box is empty.
ya está creado el form.
You have to create it first, I
Yes.
guess. Okay.
Yes, you'll have to create it first.
Okay, thank you.
Se aparece el cuadro blanco porque no está creado. O sea, ahí está. Lo puedes dejar ahí, vas a form, lo vas creando y se va actualizando en el sitio.
Okay, thank you.
Here, when we did the teams, we kind of did two different boxes here. If you notice, I've put a little box here. I think we just inserted, the easiest way to create teams was we grabbed this setting, this little picture setting, and then we just added like, here we go, team 10. And then I would select it. I'd click on the insert link and just insert the link from the Google Drive. For example, I go to Google Drive here and I'd say, okay, share, copy the link, and I just, oops, there we go. I just apply the link there. Okay, so that's how we would create the teams in there. We'd copy and paste all of the links there.
Y automáticamente lo hace privado solo para ese equipo.
Así es, se hace privado solamente para este equipo. Yo los puedo ver porque yo soy agregado a la carpeta.
Ok. Pero el equipo 1 puede ver quién está en el equipo 2 aunque no acceda a su Drive.
El equipo 2 puede ver quién está.
En otro
Los
equipo.
miembros.
Ajá.
O sea, ¿quién pertenece a cada equipo? No ver el content, not to see the content, sorry, but to see what persons are in each group.
You can
Can they
see
see?
what persons are in each group because we've shared the Excel sheet.
Ok.
Okay.
On the Google Drive, if you try to click on another team's folder, you cannot see who is in that team and you cannot see their content either.
Ok.
And there's a question about class code, but I guess that's resolved.
Let's see. Questions?
What is the class code? Ask your teacher for the class code, then enter it here.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, it's 11:56. Are you ready for a 5-minute break? Go grab some coffee and then we'll come back to the breakout groups. What do you say? Okay, so let's take a 5-minute break. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Go grab some coffee and enjoy a break. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Vamos a un descanso de 5 minutos. Ahorita regresamos.
break time is almost over.
Yep. Hola, Carlos. ¿Fuiste a tomar un café?
No me dio tiempo, pero ya había tomado
Oh.
uno.
Ah, ok, muy bien. Ahorita
Gracias.
un minuto más y ya regresamos. Hay dos Carlos. Hay Carlos Rodríguez. ¿Qué tal?
Sí, hondureño y Carlos Massa.
Massa,
¿De dónde,
mexicano.
Carlos Massa?
Mexicano, tocayo.
Ok, mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Mari, mucho gusto también. Estaba un poco callado porque soy un emigrante cibernético. Inmigrante. No. Mis hijos sí, mis hijos salieron con una tablet en la mano.
Y los demás aprendiendo.
Hemos ido aprendiendo en el camino.
Did you know it would be nice while we're waiting on a few people to return if you type in the chat where you're at? Let's see where everyone's from around the world today. If you want, open your chat and let's see what parts of the world our audience is joining us from.
Sí, vamos a ver, Carlos Rodríguez.
Ciudad de Mexico, San Antonio, Dallas, Honduras, Chile, Peru. Wow. Brazil. Now we feel international. We have Gur or Dr. Jones, who's in Canada, and we've got all the way down to Peru. Wow, Honduras, San Luis, Potosí.
Sí, somos mundiales. Yo creo bastante en esta forma de trabajo. Es una forma de acercar, es económico. Nosotros decimos barato. Pero
Así es, así es. Así hacemos igual.
Y rompemos fronteras. No tenemos que andar trasladándonos en caravanas. No sé si has escuchado, Mari.
Sí, sí, de las caravanas, sí. Sí. Okay, welcome back. Bienvenidos. Now, this is a chance for you to work with your colleagues. I'm going to randomly assign you to Google breakout groups. If you have a language problem, like you only speak Spanish and you're with English speakers and that's not working out, just message me and I can change the breakout rooms, okay? Because there's a lot of you, I'm just going to do a random assignment. If there's a language barrier, just message me and I'll change you around. So you're going to have 20 minutes. 25 minutes. We'll see how we go on time. We can always extend it if we need it. And we're going to see if you can create an inventive, creative Google site for a possible collaboration in the future. What do you think? Would you like to accept this challenge to work?
Mary, just as a reminder, the session finishes ends in 25 minutes. At 12:30.
Oh, we ended 12:30. I thought we ended at 1. Okay, we can do it. Okay, then we're gonna give you, so we have 25 minutes. Okay, we'll give you 20 minutes, 18 minutes to create the site, and then we'll have 5 minutes for a few groups to share. Are you ready? Questions, comments, doubts? You ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Thumbs up, you're ready to go? Okay, we got 33 people, so let's try 10 breakout rooms. Does that sound good? Let's go with 9. Okay, here we go. We're going to randomly assign you. Good luck.
And have fun.
So 18 minutes. Let me start the countdown on my clock.
That would take us to 12:25.
And then I'll have
About.
5 minutes for a few groups to share.
Mhm.
It will be interesting to see what they come back with. I'm excited and waiting to see if there are questions and what they'll come back with.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
We're recording now. Should I pause the recording while we're waiting?
Mhm. Good idea.
Hola, Héctor. Hi, girl.
Tuvimos problemas técnicos, man.
Hola.
¿Qué te pasó, Carlos? A ver, cuéntame.
Que no, se nos congeló la compu y no teníamos acceso a compartir. Pero eso se solucionó, pero ya habíamos perdido como 5 o 6 minutos. Pero trabajamos algo, hicimos algo ahí pequeño. Da pena, pero ni modo.
¿Y pudieron compartir sus correos para seguir en contacto después?
Sí, sí.
Qué bueno, qué bueno.
Solo
No sé
Aida.
con Aida que apareció.
Hola, José.
Hola.
Ya compartimos y estamos entusiasmados. Vamos a ver, vamos a hacer una reunión COIL.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. Hello, welcome back. Bienvenidos. I hope everyone had a fun time. I know it was stressful to create that. We went into a couple of groups, both Gur and I, right? Gur, what did you see in the groups?
I'm sorry, due to my language insufficiency.
Traductor, necesitamos el traductor.
But I do know people were really hard at work creating the site.
Es emocionante cuando tiene poquito tiempo uno.
Sí, la adrenalina como que se hace su
Sí,
trabajo.
no, sí. Y eso nos permite estar contentos.
Ah, good. The adrenaline, the time rush. Okay.
Yes,
Is there
energizante.
anyone who would like to share their website? ¿Alguien que quiera compartir su sitio?
Nosotros.
Yeah. Oh,
Adelante. Go
Adelante,
ahead.
Fabiola, va, go,
Okay,
Fabiola is the
Well,
first and the second young.
en español. Ok, ahí voy. Colaboramos Norma, creo que Norma es de Ciudad de México, José y Carmen de Puebla y su servidora de Mexicali de Baja California. En este caso voy a comenzar a compartir pantalla para que vean. Lo interesante de aquí es que éramos de diferentes áreas de ciencias de la salud, enseñanza de la lengua español, de escritura y redacción. Y pues la cuestión aquí es que yo soy de administración y negocios. Entonces, ¿cómo converger ciencias de la salud, escritura o español y administración y negocios, ¿no? Entonces, aquí les pusimos a los chicos una bienvenida. Y de allí el objetivo del proyecto, que es lo que nos atañe: crear un blog de experiencias escritas abordando el emprendimiento y su relación con la salud mental para generar una red internacional donde se brinde apoyo emocional al emprendedor. Entonces, los emprendimientos que estamos nosotros buscando, que estos emprendedores que tengan un proyecto de investigación, de negocio, de salud o un proyecto de vida, platiquen cómo ese proyecto les abona para su salud mental o va en detrimento de su salud mental, con el objetivo de que, bueno, entre ellos se brinden ánimo, se brinden tips, se brinden apoyo. Y la lista de países involucrados sería México, Estados Unidos, Brasil y Colombia.
Qué emocionante los 4 países. Gur, the 4 countries there to collaborate from business, health, writing, and other areas. Wow, that looks nice. That looks nice. That's a great idea for a project. Gabriela?
Bravo.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Gabriela, no te escuchamos. Hay que abrir tu micrófono, por favor. Gabriela.
Sí, ahí voy, ya.
Ya te escuchamos.
Es que son efectos especiales. Primero el silencio y luego ya entramos. Sí, hay que hacer efectos especiales. Soy del área de marketing, Mari. Por eso soy bien creativa. Bueno, dice, bueno, mira, hicimos un prototipo de planeación de curso para compartirlo a nivel internacional y para eso lo que identificamos Heidi, Carlos y tu servidora Gaby es, por eso pusimos prototipo de planeación de curso. Lo que logramos hacer, porque bueno, nos ganó el tiempo, fue la parte de ponerle proyecto COL internacional, fomentar la participación en posgrados. Hicimos las 4 áreas, ¿no? Que tenemos de la técnica rompehielo, el producto regional, el proyecto compartido y la reflexión final, para poder respetar la metodología de COIL. Entonces, pues aquí esto nos permite ver cómo se va dando el proceso, ¿no? Aquí que estamos marcando. En cada una de ellas, aquí como se dice rompehielo, pues fuimos muy alusivos a que rompiéramos el hielo literalmente con un barco, por aquello del cambio climático. El producto regional, pues ahí dijimos que en esta página buscamos informar a los miembros del equipo acerca de los productos regionales que se obtendrán del ejercicio. El proyecto compartido, pues en este caso ya de tener un barco, pues tenemos varios barquitos donde vamos a compartir todos y ya viene lo que es la reflexión final. Hasta ahí nos quedamos. Para mayores informes, todosunidos@coir.org, Ciudad Juárez, Ciudad de México. El teléfono es 123-4567 para mayores informes. Eso es todo. Muchísimas gracias.
Yo quería añadir, perdón que interrumpa.
Adelante,
así,
adelante.
Abruptamente, que Gaby y yo nos habíamos estado comunicando casualmente antes de entrar al grupito y los dos habíamos preferido poner atención a las explicaciones de Mari y de Chi y no habíamos empezado a hacer nuestro site, así que lo hicimos muy a la carrera, discúlpenos.
Muy bien, pues ahí están los logros de aprendizaje. Muy bien.
Muy bien, excelente, excelente, excelente.
Muchas gracias. ¿Ya dejé de compartir? ¿Sí?
¿Algún grupo más? ¿Tenemos tiempo para un último grupo?
Sí, Gaby, tienes que dejar de compartir tu pantalla.
¿Pero ya dejé de compartir?
No, creo que sigues compartiendo, Gaby.
Todavía
entonces me voy a salir de la sesión para que deje pasar a otro compañero y regreso con ustedes. Gracias, bye.
Listo, Gaby, ya.
Ok, ¿algún otro último grupo que quiera compartir? Bueno, si nadie quiere compartir, una disculpa, yo pensé que teníamos hasta la 1, pero me comentan que debemos acabar a las 12:30, entonces ya son 12:35. Un agradecimiento. Thank you. I'm going to say it first in English. Thank you to everyone for joining us here today. It has been a wonderful time to meet and to talk with several of you in the breakout rooms. I hope you have a great time with creating your own COIL webpage. I will also put my email in here. If you have questions, you can contact me at my email if you need further help. And it was a joy to meet all of you. Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí. Un placer, una alegría conocer a todos. Ahí está mi correo por si tienen alguna otra duda. Y fue un placer de Amy, Gur y yo de estar aquí hoy. Gur, would you like to add anything?
Muchas
I just want to
gracias.
thank you, Mary, for such a wonderful session. I'm learning along with the session participants, and it's such a joy to meet everyone. And I hope our paths will cross in another space in the near future. Gracias.
Bueno, pues muchas gracias, Mary. Muchas gracias por estar aquí el día de hoy en este taller. A nombre de la red LATAM COIL, agradecemos a todos los talleristas que participaron el día de hoy por su aportación en este segundo congreso virtual LATAM COIL. Y también aprovecho para mostrar unos reconocimientos que se harán llegar de forma virtual a las personas que fueron tan amables de prestar el día de hoy, compartir su conocimiento. Amy Mayhew, Marianne Menicky y She Jones. Nuevamente, muchas gracias a todos que están aquí. Es un placer tenerlos y que sigamos compartiendo esta pedagogía a todo quien quiera aprender. Gracias.
Thank you.